We want to thank you for joining us. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chelsea Moyer. I serve as the Assistant Vice Provost for our UMBC programs at the University at Shady Grove. And my team and I are delighted that you are here and joining us this afternoon to learn more about UMBC's accelerated professional graduate programs. This session will provide you a really great comprehensive overview of ways in which you can accelerate your potential pathway into a number of graduate programs that are offered through UMBC. So we're going to give you the why and the how to make that happen. So looking forward to connecting with you through the next hour. Alrighty, so again, I'm Chelsea Moyer. I serve as the Assistant Vice Provost for our UMBC programs here at UMBC Shady Grove, and looking forward to giving you an overview of UMBC at the University at Shady Grove a little bit later in our presentation. So I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Stephanie Allen.
Thank you, Chelsea. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Stephanie Allen, and I am the Assistant Director of Professional Programs at our UMBC main campus here in Catonsville. I look forward to sharing specific information relating to our Catonsville offerings a bit later. But at this time, I'd like to welcome one of my colleagues, Mike Suika, who will provide an overview of the full accelerated program and representation of the UMBC Graduate School. Mike?
Thanks so much, Stephanie. Hey, everybody. I'm Mike Suika. I'm the Director of Recruitment and Admissions for the grad school, and I'm happy to be here talking with you this afternoon. Next slide, please. So the way this presentation is going to work, I'm going to talk for a while, Stephanie's going to talk for a while, and then Chelsea's going to talk for a while about the different options available through our accelerated program, both at our Catonsville and Shady Grove campus, in our professional programs, and beyond. Next slide, please. So what is the accelerated program? Here's a link where you can get more information. Next slide, please. The accelerated program is for undergraduates who want to get a head start in graduate school. It allows our undergraduate students to register for usually 3 classes if you're going on to a master's, and basically get to test out graduate school classes. Those grad classes that you take double count towards both your undergraduate and graduate degree. So if you have upper level credits that you need to complete, or specific either to your major or generally, these classes can be used towards those undergraduate degree requirements, while also double counting if you join us for graduate school towards a master's degree or a certificate. Next slide, please. So what's the benefits of getting started? Like I mentioned before, it allows you to kind of test out, see if grad school's right for you. If you're maybe unsure whether you want to make that commitment or not, it's an easy way to step in. It doesn't cost anything extra. You are billed at the same rate you would be for your undergraduate courses. So completing these or participating in the program is not going to cost you anything extra. There's no additional fees or an increase in tuition. It saves you money normally by reducing a semester's worth of time. If these classes are going to be used towards your undergraduate degree totals, which you'll need to complete anyway, by taking these graduate level classes and reducing a semester of graduate school, it saves you that tuition. Graduate school and graduate admissions are also very program centric. When you apply for graduate school, you're really applying and participating in an academic department, an academic program, rather than when you're applying to undergrad and you're just applying to the school itself. So building connections within the department, the opportunity to take grad classes with grad faculty who will likely be reading the application you submit when you go to apply for graduate school, is a great way to kind of increase your chances for admission, or ensure your chances for admission into that program. Next slide, please. So we have a couple of requirements for participation. The program's designed for high achieving juniors, but really anybody can join at any time, depending on kind of what your goals are and with department consent. There's normally 2 big groups of people that we get. One is first semester, second semester juniors, kind of how the program was designed, who plan to take a single graduate course each of their last 3 semesters, completing their undergraduate degree. The other kind of group of people we get are seniors who are going to be graduating, but maybe they only have one undergraduate class that they need to complete, and they want to get a head start in grad school and pay the lower undergraduate tuition rate for those classes. And so they'll stack their graduate classes in their last semester of undergrad while completing maybe a single class requirement for general education or some one-off that they need to finish up before they are able to complete their bachelor's degree. We recommend a 3.0. You'll want to speak to the graduate department about what their requirements are specifically and whether you qualify or not. There's also a little bit of paperwork. Our accelerated program gets you in, and then you'll need to complete permission forms basically to register for the specific classes that you want. Next slide, please. There are a couple common questions that we get, so I want to talk about what the accelerated program doesn't do. We can't say that the grad classes that you take here are able to be transferred to other colleges and institutions. It's entirely up to them, whether they take these courses or not. This is a program at UMBC. Yeah. It also doesn't allow you to complete a graduate degree as an undergrad. Even a graduate certificate, we have a 6 credit or 2 class limit. You need to become a graduate student to earn a graduate degree. It also doesn't guarantee admission to the grad school. However, those connections that you build within the department leads to exceptionally high admission rates for our accelerated students. Normally, by taking these grad classes, you'll understand whether graduate school and that graduate program is going to be a good fit for you or not. Next slide, please. So, applying to the graduate school, becoming an accelerated student allows you to double count those credits, but you still need to apply for grad school. However, we waive your application fee. We don't need an official transcript because you're a UMBC undergrad. And we also offer a $1,000 alumni scholarship. So it's $1,000 off your first semester tuition. Any first-time master's or certificate student qualifies for that. We mentioned the form a little bit before. Another common question that we get is whether you have to just start right away and continue into grad school. You don't. This program doesn't lock you into attending graduate school. Like I mentioned before, you still need to apply. And you can also take a break in between. Up to 5 years between completing your grad classes and having them count towards a degree is our limit. So if you want to take a year off, or maybe you want to try out a job first, but you still want to get started in this program thinking you might come back, again, it's a great way to get started with grad school. It's not going to lock you in, and it doesn't cost you anything extra. So there's no real consequence here. Next slide, please. A couple of our speakers are going to talk about the professional programs specifically and the ones offered at Shady Grove, but I also include this slide just to let you know that there are participating academic departments outside of those as well. Almost all of our grad programs participate. Next slide, please. All right, and I'm going to pass it off to Stephanie. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mike. Again, I'm Stephanie Allen, and I work directly with the professional programs on our main campus here in Catonsville. I'll now share and introduce the program offerings we have here at our main campus. Among our many key points, I'd like to specifically highlight the following. Professional programs are master's degrees. They're programs that help prepare our students for careers in specific fields. Students gain practical skills in areas such as project management, leadership, communication, and problem solving. One of the main differences between professional programs and academic programs is academic programs, they tend to focus on more general knowledge that can be used in a variety of different fields. They also often require a thesis or a capstone project in order to graduate. Whereas professional degrees are designed to prepare students for a particular career due to the special skills learned for immediate entrance into the workplace. Professional programs, they also allow greater opportunities to network and find internships due to that direct classroom work with industry experts. Next slide, please. Accordingly, our curriculum here at UMBC has focused on the skill set that employers indicate are important and vital in the workplace. Many of our students are already working professionals or they're starting off in their program, but they have a particular interest in something. So it's important to us that we provide convenient evening and hybrid courses. With the small class sizes, you'll experience support towards the overall work-school-life balance. And then one of the more important and great features are our classes are taught by industry experts, which allows for that relevant classroom experience, as well as I spoke about before, valuable networking opportunities, both as a current student and towards your future as an alumni. Next slide. Next slide. Within the Division of Professional Studies, we currently have 10 master degree programs and over 22 certificate programs. You're now seeing on screen a snapshot of the current main campus programs currently participating in the accelerated program. And with the ever-growing interest in this special opportunity, we fully expect other programs will soon be requesting to be added. At this time, I'd like to ask my colleague Chelsea to also share the offerings available at our Shady Grove campus.
Great, thank you, Stephanie. Next slide, please. All righty, so I will provide some additional context on the Universities of Shady Grove and UMBC's operations at Shady Grove shortly, but just so all of you are aware, at UMBC Shady Grove, which is located in Rockville, Maryland, about 40 miles from our home campus in Catonsville, we do offer a number of professional studies programs. You'll see those noted here. There are both certificate and master, what we call master professional studies degree options. So the 4 graduate degrees that we offer here on site include cybersecurity, biotechnology, data science, and our industrial organizational psychology program. You'll note that all of our programs do offer post-baccalaureate certificates, and 2 of these programs that are noted on this slide are available only at UMBC Shady Grove, and those 2 programs are biotech, our biotechnology program, and our industrial organizational psychology program. So if you are interested in pursuing master's degrees in either of those 2 areas, you would need to complete your coursework here at UMBC Shady Grove, whereas cybersecurity and data science are offered at both the UMBC Catonsville campus and UMBC Shady Grove. Programs are exactly the same in nature. It's just a matter of which location appeals most to you as you're making your decisions when it comes to graduate programs. So again, more information to come about Shady Grove shortly. Thanks, Stephanie.
Next slide, please. Thanks, Chelsea. I previously mentioned the benefit of working with industry experts towards networking opportunities. We are very purposed in assisting our students with their professional and career goals. Accordingly, we have a wonderful partnership with our UMBC Career Center, and they keep us and the campus as a whole updated on current resources as well as future opportunities and statistics of our UMBC graduates. So you're seeing on screen here, we have a 95% employment further advancement for our graduates, and then 94% of those are employed within positions, directly in their field. And then you'll see that's the mean salary, 83,000 plus. So again, we are very purposed with assisting you in your professional and career goals. Next slide. UMBC graduates are well sought out for employment opportunities. This slide represents real-life examples of just some of the current companies that employ our graduates. And so just to highlight a few and not in any kind of specific order, you'll see Northrop Grumman, you'll see Lockheed, you'll see the Federal Reserve, you'll see Deloitte Consulting, you'll see the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs, and more. And again, this PowerPoint presentation will be available to each of you after this presentation. So me just pointing out a few of them is not to exhaust the list, but you'll be able to see these on your own at the conclusion of this presentation. Next slide, please. Our team is readily available to provide information and assistance. You'll find here on screen our contact information, which includes our website, as well as our central email address. And again, that's for the main Catonsville campus. Next slide. Once an applicant becomes an admitted graduate student, there are numerous opportunities, including the samples listed here on the screen. You'll have opportunities for getting in touch with job and internship opportunities, connecting with alumni. You'll be added to a listserv, which will announce these types of opportunities. You'll also be able to get involved with the live, robust. You'll be able to get in touch with our student success team. This is a fairly new initiative and a new group, and they are readily available to assist you once you would become a part of your full-time graduate student experience. Next slide, please. Again, in highlighting the student success team, they're truly centered on our students with the overall purpose of providing student-centered services from enrollment through graduation. So you'll find several resources and supportive links via the website here, as well as contacting them via Calendly should you like to make appointments. So next slide. It is now my pleasure to pass the mic back to my colleague, Chelsea Moyer.
Alrighty, thanks so much, Stephanie. Okay, again, on this slide, you'll see the website for UMBC at the universities at Shady Grove, shadygrove.umbc.edu. I encourage you to check out that website to get a full sense of our UMBC Shady Grove community and the degree programs that we offer here on site. And if you have any questions about the specific graduate options, specific graduate programs that we offer at UMBC Shady Grove, the best email to reach us at is sgprofessionalprograms@umbc.edu. Happy to assist you with any questions that come through. Next slide, please. Alrighty, so I'm going to give you some context on the structure of UMBC at the universities at Shady Grove because it's a pretty unique setup. Some of you may be familiar with it as UMBC students, and I recognize there may be others of you in the group today who are saying, hey, Chelsea, I've never even heard about the universities at Shady Grove. So next slide, please, Chris. The Universities at Shady Grove is a higher ed regional center located in Rockville, Maryland. As I noted earlier, we're about 40 miles south of our UMBC home campus in Catonsville. And what makes us really unique at the Universities at Shady Grove is that there are 9 University System of Maryland institutions. UMBC is obviously one of those 9, located on one campus, known as the Universities at Shady Grove. So across the 9 USM institutions that are on site, there are 80 plus academic programs that are available to folks in this area right outside of DC. And these programs include both undergraduate and graduate programs. Next slide, please. We're really, really lucky in terms of our location. UMBC at the Universities at Shady Grove is located on the I-270 Tech Corridor. So we are surrounded here at the Universities at Shady Grove, and I'm going to call it USG for short, by lots of industry opportunities, lots of opportunities for our students and programs to have applied learning experiences and internships related to your academic program of choice. Again, as I noted, we're 18 miles from Washington, D.C., and about 4 miles from the Shady Grove Metro, the Red Line. So we do have some folks who are situated right between Baltimore and Washington, who take the MARC train regularly and then get on the Metro. And there's a really nice bus system that actually, it's been established for some time, but there's a new route that takes students directly from the Shady Grove Metro right to the Universities at Shady Grove campus, which is awesome. So it's a new addition to services that we're providing our students. UMBC at the Universities at Shady Grove is a full service operation, but I do want to note that we are a non-residential campus. So all of the students who are completing programs at USG are commuter students. Next slide, please. A big focus here at the Universities at Shady Grove is on career readiness. On this slide, you'll see there are 9 different career competencies that range from leadership to equity and inclusion to personal well-being. And I wanted to share this with you because all of the services that are provided through the Universities at Shady Grove are focused on helping students, again, both undergraduate and graduate students, really work on developing career competencies across these 9 different areas. One thing I should note that does make us a bit unique is that while students who are enrolled in UMBC programs at the University at Shady Grove earn a true UMBC degree, right? You're going to get the same degree that our students at our home campus will earn. The service center model at the universities at Shady Grove is shared. So what that means is services like the Universities at Shady Grove Career Development Center, and our Macklin Center for Leadership and Communication, our Center for Personal Counseling and Well-Being. Those are all shared service centers. So you may be going in for an appointment as a UMBC student, and you may be sitting next to someone from the University of Maryland, College Park, or Bowie State University. So students across the 9 universities that are located at USG are sharing these centralized services, which is pretty neat because you get to be exposed or get exposed to students from other institutions. Next slide, please. Okay, as I noted, an important piece is recognition that the degree that you earn here at UMBC Shady Grove is the exact same degree as our students at home campus. There is no asterisk or sideline that says you've earned your degree at the universities at Shady Grove. Many of our faculty who teach here also teach at our Cadenceville campus and vice versa. One of the things that we pride ourselves on at UMBC Shady Grove is accessibility to resources and support. Our class sizes tend to be a bit smaller at the UMBC Shady Grove location in comparison to our home campus. So average student faculty ratio is 18:1. As a graduate student, you could easily be enrolled in a seminar course that may have a dozen students or less. So this really provides an opportunity for you to get to know your faculty, your peers in your class, and to develop close professional working relationships. Tuition. So our students at UMBC Shady Grove pay the same tuition, both at the undergraduate and graduate level as our students at home campus. The fee structure, however, is slightly different. And that's simply because those service centers I mentioned earlier that are located at USG are a bit different than home campus. And the fee structure tends to be a bit less expensive by a couple $100s here at USG. So just something to keep in mind. The other piece I always like to draw attention to is the fact that students who are enrolling in programs at UMBC Shady Grove have added additional scholarship opportunities. So as a UMBC student, you are certainly eligible for any merit-based scholarships offered through UMBC. And in addition, you can apply to the Universities at Shady Grove Scholarship application, which is offered on a semesterly basis. And you would be eligible potentially for anywhere from $500 to, in some cases, full tuition and fees. So every year at the University at Shady Grove, there's about 32 to 35 students, it just depends on our cohort, across the 9 institutions at USG who are offered a Kendall scholarship, which means that all tuition and fees are fully paid. So just something to keep in mind if you are considering programs at USG, that there are additional funding opportunities to help you with that interest and your path. Next slide, please. Okay, so just to give you some context on the full operation at UMBC Shady Grove, I recognize all of you are enrolled currently as undergraduates at UMBC, but just want to make you aware that UMBC at Shady Grove does offer 7 baccalaureate degrees. We are specifically catered to transfer students at the undergraduate level, and we do offer 4 Masters of Professional Studies degrees. I should qualify that one of our programs, our cybersecurity program, is technically a Master of Science degree, an MS degree, as opposed to a Master of Professional Studies degree. Stephanie provided you a little bit of context earlier on the nature of our MPS degrees. So the MS degree is a little bit more research focused than our MPS degree. So just something to keep in mind. And we're happy to give you some additional context on the nature of the MS in cybersecurity if that's of interest to you. All of these degrees, of course, are catered to working professionals. And then as noted earlier, all of our programs, graduate programs at UMBC Shady Grove, do offer post-baccalaureate certificates. So this is great because you may be considering pursuing a career path in biotechnology, or you may be interested in sort of getting your feet wet and getting a sense of what industrial organizational psychology is, but you're not ready to commit to a full graduate degree. Certificate options are a wonderful opportunity for you to take up to 12 credits, get a sense of sort of the career path, the academic path, and then if you do decide, hey, this is the right path for me, you can apply the certificate programs to a relevant MPS degree. So none of those credits are wasted. They can apply to a full graduate degree at the MPS or MS level. And we would work with you to help you navigate those steps. Next slide, please. Okay. So at UMBC Shady Grove, many of our courses are taught by adjunct faculty. These are faculty and professionals who are working with local industry. So they are bringing the projects and direct experience on research right into the classroom right here at UMBC Shady Grove. So again, a really awesome opportunity for our students to be connected with folks who are doing the moving and shaking in the outside world. We do offer evening classes and flexible modalities at UMBC Shady Grove. It varies a little bit by program, but all of our programs offer some form of in-person, online, hybrid, and in some cases, high flex coursework. Next slide, please. I do want to make you aware that we are pretty consistently offering events that highlight each of our specific graduate programs. So this would be the best website, our event website noted here, to visit if you're interested in learning more about our graduate programs. I will give a special shout out to our data science and cybersecurity programs. Both of our program directors that oversee those specific programs are offering individual sessions in the coming weeks for students like you who may be interested in learning more about their programs, to meet with them directly, ask questions, get a sense of how the program's organized, et cetera. So please check out those events if you're interested. In November, we will have an IO Psychology Alumni Panel and Networking event for some of you who may be thinking about that professional program path. So more information to come on that event shortly. Next slide. Okay. And with that, we would like to offer all of you an opportunity to ask any questions you may have. We recognize that we just shared a lot of information with all of you. So you are more than welcome to, as noted earlier, post your questions in chat. If you excuse me, would like to unmute yourself, you're more than welcome to do that. And we do have some questions ready behind the scenes that are frequently asked of us. So we want to give you an opportunity first, though, to ask any burning questions you may have. One of the questions, and I'm going to direct this, oh, here's a question. Where is the Master's in Public Policy offered? Mike, I'm going to turn that over to you.
Yep. Yeah. Public policy is offered at our Catonsville campus. A couple nice things about the master's program over on our main campus is our Catonsville campus is the class time, especially in public policy. Certain departments offer classes as well as the professional programs later in the day. So classes will start at 4:30 or 7 o'clock. So if you do need to travel to come to Catonsville to attend those classes, you'll have plenty of time to do so, and it's unlikely that it would interfere with like a Tuesday, Thursday, 11 o'clock class that you might normally have on your undergrad schedule. I think another question popped up. Can the graduate program be done abroad, like a study abroad program? So the classes that we're able to offer in the accelerated program are the ones that we teach here at UMBC. Like not transferring to another college or institution, other colleges and institutions classes wouldn't necessarily transfer back to here. So the ones that we're able to offer are the ones that UMBC currently has or will have in future semesters. Got another question. How do we apply for grad school? We have an application online. Just go to gradschool.umbc.edu and you'll see a bunch of apply now buttons kind of plastered all over the place. Our application is online. Depending on the program, it really changes the requirements. I mentioned earlier that when applying for grad school, it's more like applying to a specific program rather than applying to the institution. So again, on the grad school website, we have a top banner that has programs. There you can scroll down and look at exactly what requirements are for whichever program that you're interested in. But as far as applying goes, you can click the link on the website, click that apply now button, and we waive the application fee. Like I mentioned, you can email gradschool@umbc.edu to get a fee waiver, and we offer a $1,000 alumni scholarship. For the accelerated grad program, thank you for the note with the star after I talked for a little bit there. Yeah, that's through DocuSign. So again, on the grad school website, you can find it under new and current students under student forms. If you go to our admissions page, there's a link for undergrads. There's a link at the beginning of the slide for the accelerated program. And I think if you just type in accelerated program UMBC, it'll be right up at the top of those Google results. It's a DocuSign form that requires your advisor to sign, as well as the graduate department that you want to participate in. I always recommend getting started with your current advisor. See what their level of familiarity is with this accelerated program. If they don't have any, go to the graduate program coordinator. Again, contact information available on the grad school website. Under that programs tab, we have contact information for all our different departments. Yeah, get in touch. Let them know that you want to take some grad school classes through the accelerated program. Those folks will also be able to advise you on which classes to take. Now, you don't have to participate in the same grad program that you're doing at the undergraduate level, but you'll want to talk with the program first. A lot want to know the students before they just see an accelerated application kind of pop in. So discussing your goals with them will also speed up the process when you fill out that second form, which is the permission form for the specific classes that you want to take each semester, because they'll be prepared to approve you for those. Will there be another info session when other majors join the accelerated program? For example, public health. So on a previous slide, I mentioned all of our participating grad programs. Those grad programs are basically every program that we offer at the graduate school. It's not just the professional programs or the programs that you saw at Shady Grove. It's almost all. If you're looking for public health, our public policy program has a public health track, which would be our public health master's degree, and they do participate in the accelerated program. Are there any programs for information systems majors? Talia, on a previous slide, and maybe it would be good to kind of scroll back to it just because there are a couple questions about it. If we could, Chris, just the slide that lists all of the participating academic departments. Yeah, oh, yeah, there we go. So these are all the grad programs that participate. The professional programs have been highlighted and starred. And again, Chelsea talked about the ones that are available at Shady Grove, but all of these programs participate in the accelerated program. So any majors, whether it's cybersecurity, information systems itself, data science, computer science, our human-centered computing master's program, which is UX and UI focused, all participate. And it's a great way to kind of explore the different offerings at UMBC. And just the final question there, Abel. Yes, the accelerated program is the same as BSMS. We used to call it the BSMS BAMA program, but it got confusing because there are a lot of different degree types. As the amount of programs expanded that are participating, now we have MPS degrees, we have graduate certificates. So we just kind of switched the accelerated program, but you might see some older materials that list the program as BSMS or BAMA. It is all the same thing.
Mike, I would like to also add specifically to Talia, and I hope I said your name correctly. You asked were there any programs similar to information systems, and so Mike gave a great answer. But just in adding to that, for our professional programs, similar to some of the cybersecurity academic requirements and background, we would have data science, you have your health information technology, you have your software engineering. So it depends on what type of information systems you're looking for in terms of career goals. But those that I just listed have some similarities for what is being taught through cybersecurity and like related career goals. So I hope that in turn added to the answer that Mike provided.
Mike, I'm hoping you can provide some additional context for this because I know we've received questions on the UMBC Shady Grove and about whether or not 400 level courses that an undergraduate student takes can potentially be counted as a 600 level course at the graduate level. Could you provide just a little bit of background on how to handle that situation and navigate needs in that respect?
Absolutely. Thanks, Chelsea. So there are many courses listed both at the 400 and 600 level at the same time in the same classroom. These courses are prime candidates for the accelerated program. However, when you sign up for these courses, we do need an accelerated application for you, and we do need a undergraduate taking grad credit form for that specific section. The reason why is even though they're cross-listed and they might feel like the same class, they almost always have just slightly different requirements for undergraduates and graduates taking the class. And so to make sure that folks are completing the class at the graduate level, we still need the form and we still need folks to register at the 600 level for that class. If you register at the 400 level, it creates a bit of an issue with the registrar's office and ensuring that the class should count as a graduate level course. So if you see something cross-listed and you're in the accelerated program, please still fill out the form and please make sure that you register at the 600 level. It'll make everything down the line much easier. Yeah. Thanks, Chelsea.
Hi there. Are you able to hear me okay?
Yep, we can hear you great.
Awesome. So I am interested in the IO program at Shady Grove. However, I am anticipating a few challenges. The first challenge is that I do anticipate to graduate by this spring or at the latest this upcoming summer. And I'm just looking on the website for the program and the accelerated track, excuse me, the two classes that are required for the accelerated program are only offered in the fall. So there's kind of a challenge with that because, as I mentioned, I do anticipate graduating before next fall. So could you kind of speak about that? How could I kind of navigate that?
Thank you, Omar, for asking the question. And I'm happy to I'm going to make note of your name. I'm happy to have an offline conversation. I'll reach out to you so we can connect. IO psychology, as you probably noted, is a bit different than the other MPS and MS degrees we offer in that it's a fall start only program. Most of our programs, students can enroll in the fall and spring, and so there are consistent courses that are offered during both of those terms. You're right, it is a little bit trickier with IO because it's a fall start only program. There are certain courses that are only offered in the fall versus the springs. But I'm happy to work with you, Omar. This is a question and a situation I think we'd want to ensure that our program director, Dr. Lassen, and our associate program director, Dr. Abad, are looped into. So I will shoot you a quick email after this presentation and we can chat a little bit further in terms of what that might look like for your situation, if that sounds good.
No, that sounds great. Thank you so much. You had also touched on how IO offers, there's a certificate. So I was thinking, maybe I could just do the organizational consulting certificate in place of that. And the second challenge was I'm currently located close to UMBC, and obviously the IO program is only at Shady Grove. So there would be that commute for the the IO Psych Accelerated program because it is in person only, whereas the organizational consulting certificate is hybrid. Can you talk a little bit about that? Is it mostly online, the certificate program, or would I have to come in briefly for the certificate?
Yep, great question, Omar. So there are a number of online courses or hybrid courses. So courses that are primarily online and may have a few in-person required sessions for the certificate programs. My colleague Chris and I are working closely with Dr. Lassen, who's the program director of IO Psychology, and increasingly there are more online and hybrid courses being offered as part of the MPS program itself, though there are, as you noted, there continue to be quite a number of classes that are offered in person that would necessitate you commuting to UMBC Shady Grove fairly regularly for the program. But I just wanted to make it clear that even within the graduate program itself, there are some online and hybrid classes, a handful of them that are offered each semester. But I think you make a really great point in that if you are sort of looking to get your feet wet, do you want to start with the accelerated programming options this spring, a certificate may be a really great way of you making some progress and getting a sense for the program and what might be feasible for you as you move forward. So again, I'm happy to chat with you separately once this presentation's over. I just really appreciate your interest in the program and the questions.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be great. Do you need my email or do you have it on file?
I should be able to find it, but if you don't mind putting it in chat.
I do not mind. I do not. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yep. So again, you'll see there's a card here that highlights the email address for our UMBC professional programs at Catonsville on the far left, so professionals@umbc.edu. And again, on the far right, Shady Grove SG professional programs at umbc.edu. If you have any questions about the programs offered on site at Shady Grove, that will be the best email for you to use. And I know Mike has referenced a number of times the URLs and contact information for the graduate school. So you have a whole lot of folks in this room and outside of this room who are happy to help guide and support, answer questions. The best thing you can do is put yourself out there and ask the question, and we'll get you routed where you need to go. So we appreciate you taking time out of your afternoon. We know many of you are heading into midterms. It's a busy time of the semester now that we're in October. Thank you for spending time with us, and we look forward to hopefully connecting with you soon in the very near future. So thank you for your time.